So we are, again, not a clean tech focused fund, but we recognize that there's opportunity in it. So my slide part of it is going to be more focused on the generalities of the fund, and in the Q&A you can grill us on what we actually, or what I actually don't know about clean tech, and you do, and you can try to pitch me on what you know. But as far as Foundation Equity itself goes, we've now confirmed that we are the oldest active venture capital firm in the province at 18 years old, and we're still running. And I don't know, you guys might know just as well as I do. We started in 1991, did another round in 95, started with 3.5 million bucks in capital, have since paid out dividends of over 65 million. So what I like to say to potential investors is that for every 100 grand invested, you would have got back 1.8 million. It's about it's an 1,800% return. And the key success factor there was not the spaces in which we invested, was not the particular technologies that we followed, but as far as our board is concerned, it was active management. So if you come to us as a clean tech entrepreneur looking for our money, you've got to accept that we are going to come back to you looking to help you manage that money. We are not passive investors, and any one of our companies, Sean's on the board with me on a couple of them, we choose to be very active, and we think that's how we've made our money over the last 18 years. Foundation Equity 2 is the money that you would be looking for if you are in this room looking for money. Foundation Equity 1 is essentially not closed, but we aren't looking for active investments out of 1, but because we have had a track record of success and we believe there are lots of opportunities out there still, both in clean tech and everywhere else, we've raised a second fund, and that fund is currently in fundraising mode, but is also just about to do its first couple deals. So again, the areas in which that fund are focused are information communications technology, life sciences, clean, alternative energy. What we won't do, and it won't concern anyone in this room, but what we won't do is pharmaceuticals, real estate, or direct E&P, as is stated right there. And where some of the clean tech guys are going to be pretty focused or open to early stage deals, we won't. What we have learned from the first fund is that we are just not smart enough to find those early winners that sort of early in the curve. So by design, we would be the guys in the sort of Series B round, we would be the expansion phase guys, and that's where we have been able to deliver the most value, and that's where this fund is focused exclusively. So for the pre-revenue people in this room, come see us when you have customers, which I know that gets various degrees of response depending on the sort of sector that I'm talking to, but that's just how it is. And most of that has to do with you. And what you guys have got to understand is, as you're out there pitching funds like mine, is that the shareholders in that fund are likely to be people who have high net worth, who may or may not be inclined to wait 5, 6, maybe 10 years. I can definitely tell you they're not waiting 10 years to see their money come back. So when you're out there raising money from me or from, again, high net worth guys or people who've been in this game in Alberta especially, the 8-year pitch is a tough one to sell. The 4-year pitch, even that's getting tough to sell, but that's where we're playing. So we figure that by investing in an expansion stage, we can cut out, or at least help cut out, some of the early stuff that we've had to wait. As far as what we do when we actually do invest the money, we try to take a minimum of 20% in each company. We generally acquire at least 1 board seat, often many times more than that, up to 3. Taking an initial management advisor role in some of the companies that we do, and then we tend to sit on the board, usually as the most informed board member on that board as a result of our direct involvement in the company earlier. We tend to stage our investment based on actual operating milestones and hitting revenue targets, hence the requirement for customers. And our current aim is to have a portfolio of 6 to 8 companies, and if you're in this room now, you're in luck because we haven't placed any deals yet, so the money that we have is still out there looking for a home. And finally, as it specifically relates to clean tech, again, my fund is composed of shareholders who made their money the old-fashioned way. They paved roads, they built things, they bought something for $1 and sold it for $2. So our board really likes solutions, whether they be clean tech or software or anything else, that does something very simple, which is it solves a problem in a capital-efficient manner fast. And I don't know. I haven't seen too many clean tech pitches come my way that actually do that, but we have seen a few. And some of the ones we like are solutions that enable immediate reductions in energy, because we don't believe that we are going to be the fund that helps find an alternative energy source, but we may be the fund that helps grow a company that helps you reduce your consumption or know more about your consumption or cut it off where it doesn't need to be. And the other piece is our biggest home run actually came from a company called Global Thermal Electric. We, from an $800,000 investment, returned about $82 million on that one deal. So that was, that was the big home run when you look at our fund. And that was a deal where you could take a high consumption device in the field and replace it with a low consumption device. Pretty simple model, but it worked well for us. So again, we're partial when it comes to clean tech to that specific application. But again, the general premise here, though, is if you're coming to see us, you've got to solve a problem that's painful, and you've got to do it in a capital efficient manner, and then we're willing to talk. And I think that's it. Yeah, Sean.